What's up, gym freaks? It's your boy Grant. Hey, I'm gonna be taking you through a full stretching routine. It's gonna help you be more limber, more athletic, more springy. So let's freaking get it. So one of the first things is, whether you're at home or in public gym, put those shoes off. All right, so the order, it doesn't matter too much. The only thing I'm picky about is you either want to do your whole lower body first or your whole upper body first. You don't really want to mix in between, but I mean, all in all, it doesn't matter too much. That's just the way I like to do it. One of the first stretches I always do is to touch my toes. And I just hold this for about 10 seconds. It's no big deal. For me, it's pretty easy. You just want to make sure that you keep your butt on the ground, keep your hamstrings down, your knees down. A lot of people will start to do it like this. That's cheating. You want to be like that. If you're like me, you got short legs, long arms, so I look more flexible than I am, but it's pretty easy for me. Another variation of this, which usually my next step is to do legs out. And I'll grab my ankles and I'll pull forward to help get a deeper stretch in your hamstring right here. It's good for your lower back too. You just want to hold it. You want to feel a stretch. You don't want it to hurt. You just kind of want it to. You want to be able to feel it for sure. But it's another good stretch after you're done doing your hamstrings a little bit right here. Just you want to switch. Since we're already on the ground, let's do beauty queens. You just fold one leg over, put this shoulder and elbow around it, and press against it to kind of pull your butt. You can also do it just like this. Some people go as far as going all the way back and pulling. Just try to get a stretch in your butt. I can do it for one leg. We do it for the other. Right now is a good opportunity to crack your back too, because you can use your legs to twist your upper body. You can get some cracks in there. Another good exercise to do while you're still on the ground, still doing legs, is going to be butterflies. So a lot of people do it in different ways, but for me, I like to keep my feet together. I'll grab my ankles right here and use my elbows to push my legs down. And you should feel a stretch in your groin. Just another alternative to this is you can come up on your feet and try to do the same thing. I usually try to keep my heels touching at least. Again, you should be feeling this all in your groin. Now, one more to do before you stand up is you do your calves. You want to come here, kind of like you're in a push-up position. Just put one foot over the other, right here at the ankle, and just feel a deep stretch in your calf. More good movements to do just for your hip mobility and hip flexibility are 90s. So you want one leg here at a 90 and this leg at a 90, right? So if you're looking at it, this leg goes out this way, out and this way, like 90s, and I'm looking at you, and then a swap to help open up your hips. Help you develop strength in there a little bit. And there's other variations of this. I'm sure they got different names. And just to show you guys that I kind of know what I'm talking about, I can't quite do the splits, but pretty darn close. One thing that helps you get your splits too is having a slippery floor. It's easier to get a deeper stretch. So Some people
Gross
try to tell you that
science.
stretching before lifting is bad because some of the science shows that you can have a decrease in strength gains, or not strength gains, I'm sorry, a decrease in like the amount of weight that you can lift, which I'm not entirely sure. I think it's semi-true, but I don't think it's going to affect your lifts as much as they try to make it out to be. And it's important to stretch just so you stay healthy, stay limber, avoid injury. Another good exercise to do while you're still on the ground is for your back, your lower back. You just, like you're in a push-up position or a plank position, you throw your hips down and you just arch your back backwards. One way to take it to the next level, if you're not feeling it, or if you're trying to get like a really extra deep stretch, take a foam roller like this one. You put your feet on it, so you elevate your feet just a little bit, and now you stretch a little bit. Oh, yeah. And a good way to complement that whole movement is to do one of these. Oh, kind of like a cat-cow. Cat-cows are good too. Good for your back. Finally off the ground, one of the next exercises is to stretch your quad. You're just gonna come back, grab your foot, your shin, and pull. And get as close to your butt as possible. You should just feel stretch here in the quads. So if you're one leg then the other. If you don't have good balance, it's always good to have a wall or a bench or something that you can use to stay upright. One thing I don't recommend doing is pulling across like this. A lot of people do this, and this is wrong. It's bad for your knees. You want to stay kind of in line when you do it. Just like that. A bench is also a useful tool while you're stretching, just because there are more stretches you can do. One of my favorites to do is while you're standing up. I'll just put one foot on here like I'm doing the Bulgarian, and just feel a really big stretch in my quad. And this is, if you're really flexible, this is probably the better way to do it, rather than standing quad stretch. But yeah, you definitely need a tall enough bench though, because you don't really want your knee to be hitting the floor. So there's that. What I want to do, always follow up with this, is you just want to touch your toes or touch the ground while you're standing up. You can mix it up. You can go real close together, out wide. This will also help your lower back a little bit if that's tight. One thing for me is I'm already pretty flexible. Is I'll cross my leg and then touch. It helps you feel it in my hamstring a little bit more. Do the same, other leg. One thing I like to do if you have it in your gym or in your home gym is if you have a pull-up tower like this. This makes stretching really easy because it's something to hold on to, something to hang from. It lets you use your body weight to get deep stretch. One of my favorite things to do though is I'll grab it, like I'm gonna do pull-up. I'll hang, let your spine decompress a little bit, and then use the base to twist, and you feel a good stretch in your back. The power tower is also a good mobility tool, because if you have a dip station like this on it, you put both hands on there and just sit down like in a really deep dip. And you feel it all in your shoulders, your upper chest, your lower chest. You can put your hands further back just to kind of do it different ways. But it's a really good way to get a good titty stretch. So we're kind of working our way from the bottom up. And while we got this bench out, we're going to do some back stretches. One really good one for your shoulders and your upper back is you kind of need a foam roller for it or something to space your hands apart. But you take your hands just like this, you put it up here, and you just go as low as you can. And if you're really tight, you'll feel it in your shoulders. Lots of people have never done the stretch before, so you'll definitely feel it the first few times. I know I'm still feeling it. But yeah. Now continuing with the upper body stretches, another good one that's gonna help stretch your shoulders, stretch your pec, is you just throw one arm across, you pull, and you will hold it for about 10 seconds. Almost all these you want to do for about 10 seconds or longer. You do them for sets of 10 seconds. Whatever you got time for. Let's see. Good way to follow that one up with is I'll grab my hand like this and pull it over my head. This is going to be mostly the shoulder and tricep stretch, but you don't want to neglect those muscles. So there's that. A lot of gym bros don't really think about it, but it's also good to stretch your neck. Just because you don't want to get a pinched nerve or pull a muscle up there, especially when you're doing stuff like benching, squatting, or deadlifting. A few good ways to do that is just want to grab your head and pull it, and pull it. You should feel stretch along here. It even opens up your airway a little bit. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I don't do all these all the time. If I'm training just legs, I might do just legs. But if you really want to be proactive about your health and get healthier, get better, feel stronger, it's important to do and stretch everything. You're gonna see improvements in almost every category, to be honest with you. I remember when I was a football player in high school, we stretched pretty intensively every day, and it's just one way to prevent injuries. So until next time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like below, comment what your favorite one to do is, and I'll see you next time.